shown it earlier if we want to bring it out here. We had gotten this one in Rome. We had no purchase history for it, and just kind of.
We didn't buy anything else.
Yeah, we didn't even buy anything else.
It's just.
All right, here we go. So episode number 9 of
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband. Yay! So today I want to do something where we can talk a little bit about some of those hard-hitting questions. Do a little bit of advice from us, the Handbag Husband, I guess, together. Kind of like Prince is the band. We are the Handbag Husband.
No.
No? So we really have kind of chosen a bunch of different kind of advice questions that we've seen on the per socials, things that we've actually heard while we were in the stores or waiting in the line at Hermes.
And for some things, like I'm kind of struggling with too sometimes.
Yeah, and questions that we have for ourselves that we've been saving up for episode 9. So today we are doing some handbag questions, some handbag advice from the Handbag Husband and Co. to see if we can put in our 2 cents and maybe, help some folks out there who really do have some questions about these things. No guarantees though. Now, before we get to the advice, if you like these videos, if you like the content that we're putting together here, if you like the bag candy that we put up, if you see some of that great footage, then we're about to get a whole lot more. And really, if you like all the stuff that we're doing, please don't forget to like and subscribe because, it really is helping the channel to grow, and we are seeing the channel grow pretty good. So we're super thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also, if you do hit that like and subscribe and you turn on your notifications, you'll get notified when our newest videos come out. All right, now, let's get to the advice. All right, so question number 1 here is, I think, one that I'm probably gonna have the strongest opinion about because I've had the biggest,
you always have strong opinion
okay,
about
fine.
everything.
Yes, but also I think I've made the biggest U-turn as far as this goes. And the question number 1 is, what strong opinion have you all, you and I guess in this case, had about handbags that you've changed your mind over? So this can really be, I think the prompt or the question that we saw was really about more of kind of like design, and it's meant for people who collect handbags more traditionally, so not handbag husbands. But I think for me, obviously, the biggest kind of U-turn, the biggest change in my personal opinion I've had about handbags is that they are not just kind of fancy, shiny things that women carry around to put their lipstick in, right? There's a whole, way more thing to it. And I'm only just kind of now beginning to realize that as, I've been helping you and working with you to get it, but also, kind of scooching my own way into there as well. All right, question number 2. And I think it's a question I pulled off one of the bag socials. I don't remember which one it was. They're all kind of blurred together. But I think it's a question that is one that we're uniquely kind of qualified to answer because of the fact that we have gone through this process and kind of answered someone directly. So the question is specifically about the Italian Hermes. So Hermes is in Italy, and presumably because everyone and their mother is going to Italy this summer.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. I like the cat. And so, obviously they're bombarding all the Amaze boutiques everywhere. But the question is it possible to get a non-quota bag in Rome or in Venice? And again, I think we're qualified because
We got a bag from Rome.
yes, we got a bag from
Not a
Rome.
bag, but yeah.
Yes, it was a non-quota bag, and we got it from Rome. And in fact, I think we had shown it earlier if we want to bring it out here. We had gotten this one in Rome. We had no purchase history for it, and just
We didn't buy anything else.
Yeah, we didn't even buy anything else.
It's just
we just
this
sort of
bag,
showed
yeah.
up and asked them if they had some bags, and I think it might actually address one of the other questions how we ended up getting this one. So we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's a Rulli bag.
The mini.
Is it the
Ruby.
mini?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Rulli. It's in ostrich and has gold hardware. That is just. Tell me that's not beautiful. That is a beautiful bag. It's bella. Man, the Italians are gonna be mad at me. You think the French people were pissed at me for mispronouncing everything? The Italians are where I'm gonna get it. So yeah, so you really can, it is possible to get a non-quota bag. Like you said, we didn't have any sales history, but I think that Rome, the boutique there really has changed over the last couple of years. Because we got this one in 2021, and I just feel like they had not yet really been overrun by Americans.
Even that time though, there's still a line.
There was still a line,
There's
of course.
always line.
There was still a line, but you saw lots of Europeans, like Northern Europeans, like Germans and Norwegians and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think we really saw a lot of people from Asia.
Hi.
So that is Rome, and I think that Rome, I think there's still a there. If you are a frequent traveler to Rome, I think you could begin to build kind of a profile there.
Yeah.
But as far as people getting non-quota bags or like pseudo-quota bags, I guess we could call them,
Like Constant?
like a Constance or even like the Rulli sometimes can be difficult to get. I think there is an opportunity there, but you're gonna have to go at times when it's not the summer. Right now is probably not the best time, just because they're just overwhelmed with people who are going in, who have a lot of extra money to spend, and who are willing to spend it, right? You know, Americans, right? America.
Trying to think if we have gotten any bags that's not quota bag from Italy. I mean, you got the Kelly de Pech.
Oh yeah, the Kelly Sac de Pêche, was it
Sac-
25 or 30 or something?
I'm gonna say 28, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what the size, but it's on a
pretty-
smaller side.
Yeah.
I got my Kelly de Pech 25.
Mhm.
Well, you call it it's not quota. Obviously, it's not quota bag, but
Not
also
easy to get though.
I don't. Yeah, sure. They pretend it's not easy. Yeah, we got that bag, right?
Yeah.
So that's two of the bags is non-quota in Italy. So I don't think it's impossible. It just place and times and luck a little bit.
Yeah, it really is about place and time. I know we've been to other ones, not Venice we went to once, and that seemed like it was pretty difficult. That would seem like a pretty competitive store.
Because
Obviously,
it's very small.
yeah, it's very
It's
small.
very small. Yeah, I remember it's kind of small.
But also it's always packed, right? It's always packed. I mean, as everything in Venice is packed. You're just trying to walk from one restaurant to the other.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Venice, I think it's very small, and they didn't seem very open to anything. They were just kind of like whatever. But there are other ones. There are definitely other boutiques in Rome that are good potentials.
Yeah.
You know, if you go, when we went to Bologna, right? It was a very small store. And Bologna in general is a pretty, a third tier city. Not that it's bad, it's just small.
Yeah.
And we got, do you remember what that was? It was the black one. I'll put a picture up, but it's like the square
It's a
black one
croc.
and crocodile.
That was pretty, but
Yeah.
we didn't get it. Yeah.
It was pretty, but yeah, it didn't really fit with what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you remember, so you can get those other kinds of non-quota bags or even like exotic non-quota
Yeah.
bags.
We can do the whole episode about like how to get bags in Italy.
Yeah, and we probably will do an episode
Yeah.
for that. But yeah, it is definitely possible. So don't give up hope, but also don't go into it thinking that it's a done deal. It's something that you're gonna have to, kind of just spray and
Shoot
pray.
your shot,
Yeah,
yeah.
shoot your shot.
Yeah.
All right, so the number 3 question, I think this one is probably going to be the most helpful, the most useful, and the most kind of sought after, the mostest sought after question that we're going to do today, which is, what do you say? What do you say when you go into an Amaze boutique?
I think
What
this is something that I'm struggling the most.
Yeah.
That's why I'm bringing you every time.
I get to be the rodeo clown.
My wingman, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of chit chat would you want to have in an Amaze boutique? Because it is an awkward situation where you're kind of walking in, and it's a sales situation, right?
Sure.
It ultimately is a sales situation, and each person's trying to figure it out.
The SA try to sell the stuff to you, and you try to sell yourself to an SA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of like go both ways.
Yeah, so there's like a very thin line where you're walking, where you're buying things that you want. You should never buy things you don't want,
Correct.
but you're buying things that you want, but also there's other things that you really want that are hard to get.
Yeah.
And the SA is trying to balance that out, right? To
Yeah.
be able to work that out with you, and you're trying to work that out with them. So that in itself is awkward. Also, I mean, I know a lot of people, especially women, are in a situation where they're not used to dealing with rejection in the same way that men do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Me telling you.
Yeah, yes.
Not you telling me. Yeah.
So from a man's perspective, rejection is just part of your daily life. All day, every day, especially if you do business or you run a business or things like that.
Sure.
Like rejection is going to be a huge part of your day-to-day life. And so expanding it to, your trip to Hermes, just like another Wednesday. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I anticipate you're going to get shot down. But I know from your side, when you get those kind of negations or rejections, it oftentimes gets more internalized. So
Yeah.
it starts to build a lot of stress
Yeah.
about, like, I want to say the right thing to make sure that I don't get rejected,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So my advice for what to say, actually, do you have advice for what to say?
No.
As a shy person, as a member of who identifies as shy?
Like just to start conversation.
Yeah, or just like, what do you talk about in the Hermes
Like first
appointment? Or even just when you walk into the store, not an appointment, you just walk in. And
That's
you're
why
like,
I don't go in without an appointment. That's why if possible, I would not choose to go in without an appointment. Because I don't know how to start a conversation.
I guess
It's
yeah.
So basically, like, oh, they're gonna be like, oh, can I help you? What are you looking for?
You're like,
And then basically, like, what am I looking for? Obviously, I'm looking for a quarterback, but you cannot tell them that.
You can.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
So what do you tell them? Like,
I think the appointment is a good one because it sets at least a place in your mind.
Correct.
Say, hey, like I can start planning around this date and time. What I'm gonna say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like at least I know the time frame,
Yeah.
the person I'm gonna meet, you know, what's location, that kind of like at least I kind of be able to control to some point and not just like walk in and like, oh hi, like random person.
You know, I think the biggest advantage or the biggest thing you could do if you are a shy person is put together your story, right? And of course, it should be an honest story, not a made up story like I'm the Prince of Persia or whatever.
And why you here?
Yeah, I'm the Sultan of Brunei. I just came in disguise, right? You want to have your stories like, hey, look, I'm here because I really love Hermes and I'm looking for this to fit into my style or whatever a specific occasion is my. I don't like the birthday one. I think that they probably get hit with that so often because it takes no creativity to do, even if and they can check your birthday. So unless it's actually your birthday, you know, it's not something you want to use.
Sure.
But you could say, you know, you could give them an idea where your situation is. Like for me, for example, my situation is, and it truly is that as we go back to the office, I want a bag that looks more professional, but is bigger than my Kelly Depeche to fit all the things that I need because I have to go back to the office. I want something professional, but not too professional.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Right? So I think once you get past the hello, how are you doing kind of stage, you give them the story and let them kind of figure out in their head how they can calculate out what they can offer and where you're at and those kinds of things. Also, talking to them about the other bags that you've already previously gotten because they will know where you are at price range if you start talking about the bags that you've received previously or that you've bought previously if you've gotten it, or the other Hermes things or even other bags. You can be like, look, I bought this bag, I bought that bag. And so I'm looking for this bag to fit within the gap in my collection.
Yeah.
They're gonna know, oh, maybe, you know, they have this bag, a high-end bag that's expensive. They have a low-end bag that's not that expensive. They have an idea of a price range of what they can offer and what you can offer. One thing you shouldn't do is just sit there and stare.
That would be me.
Yeah. Like, how are you doing? So that. Also, have a couple things written down. I mean, even if you need to have written down on your phone, maybe it's just, hey, how are you doing? Yeah.
Normally, I will have a picture of the stuff that I want. Go in, prepare. You know, prepare yourself as. But this is probably for people that's like shy, plus maybe haven't been to the Hermes store that often.
Yeah.
So you kind of not sure the drill is.
Yeah, and it's an unfamiliar essay.
Yes, this is probably be perfect for people that is not familiar with Hermes, or you go to when you travel. Because you might not speak the language, you might not know the system, you know.
I think another great topic for when you're in the boutique is, hey, have you seen this bag in real life? And the essays, if they've seen it, they'll be like, oh yes, like I saw it, it was amazing, it was design, whatever, right? So you can talk about, this is a great place that you can talk about Hermes with people who actually want to talk about Hermes rather than stopping people in the street and talking to them about it. And then they're like, I don't know what you're talking about and I don't care and why do you value handbags so much? The essays, they do value it obviously, and they're more than happy to talk about it with you. So that's another way to get a great conversation going and build some common ground that you can, you know, inch into those conversations. All right, so question number 4. Can you just walk into a store and ask for a non-quota bag? Do you need to be wearing Hermes stuff to kind of, I guess, impress the SA? And do you need to buy something first before asking for a non-quota bag? So what do you think on this one?
Yes and no. I think if that you don't feel like it, then you don't feel like it. Because we experience both. Obviously, like sometimes, I guess I never had any visit. Okay, there's like two with us. There are two sides, right? One is like we didn't dress. There's nothing MS at all. Zero. Another one is like we have some. Maybe just a bag that go in, but I never have like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pieces that's showing this MS.
Your pieces of flair?
Yeah. So no. So I don't think it's necessary.
I think I'm in the same boat. I mean, obviously because we've had the same experience. Although I've been into way more boutiques than you have,
Correct.
and usually I look like a hobo.
Sure.
Usually I look like I'm all hot and sweaty. You're like, you just go in. And I'm like,
Yeah,
all right.
I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a logical conclusion. You think like, oh, if I'm going to go into Hermes, I want to look like Hermes out. I want the Hermes shoes and the Hermes bracelets and the Hermes blankets, wearing a blanket, Hermes riding crop. I want to have all the stuff. Which would be funny. Can you imagine going in?
Sure.
I want to have all the Hermes stuff to show that I'm down for Hermes. But the thing is, you don't really need that, right? I think, especially right now, they seem much more concerned about relationship than they do about like the appearance of the people coming in. I know previously maybe there was a there for that, but right now it seems like because they're so in demand, they're working more on like, let's develop a relationship with a person and have them spend more money than they are saying like, oh, this person needs to be like all branded out like some other Prince bags, which we'll not talk about.
I think it's just subjective. Again, if you feel like you want to dress up, wear a
Yeah.
message, like be my guest.
If that's
like,
your
do
natural,
do what you want to do, but it's not necessary. Like it's not necessary at all.
Yeah, if that's your natural, your normal wear,
Yeah.
then fine, go ahead, right? That's perfectly fine.
I feel like you shouldn't feel intimidating by the brand.
Yeah,
I think that's a big one, you know?
Yeah.
It's just an Hermes store. Worst they can say is no. So
Yeah.
that's that, right? So
and again, if you were looking for quota bags specifically, you should be used to them saying no by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're saying yes every time, you're not aiming for big enough bags. Right? I think that's the issue.
yeah.
But yeah, so I think if you're wearing the same stuff, great. But you shouldn't be like, oh, today I'm gonna grab all my Hermes
Yeah.
stuff. I'm gonna put it all on. So when I
Yeah.
show up to the store, they're gonna be like, this person is Hermes material or something.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Yeah.
I think that if you are at a one and done kind of place, like you're traveling and you just show up, you kind of just got to throw the line out there and hope that something comes back.
Yeah, especially when we traveling, I don't want to bring all my
Yeah.
luxury goods.
Yeah.
Like no,
Yeah.
like maybe just a couple pieces and then
Yeah.
that's it, you know?
Yeah. All right. So that is our number one, the first time and not the last time we have done some question advice for the Handbag Husband. And, I think that if you all have questions or you want some advice, just a different perspective. I'm not saying we're experts on this. I'm saying we got some experience and your perspective is different from mine and your perspective is different from ours. And if you want a different perspective, put your questions down below and we'd be happy to, put our 2 cents in. And I can't guarantee it'll be worth 2 cents, but it'll definitely be a different perspective. So now, I think that is it for today. If you like these videos, if you like the footage we put up, the bag candy, if you like the content things we're talking about, if you like the way that we do what we do, please, like and subscribe because it does help us to do more of it and eventually put out more content and things like that. But we are growing. I'm super thankful for that. I'm super thankful for all of you who've already hit that like and subscribe and excited for and happy for and thankful for those folks who are going to do so in the future. So I think that's it for me. You got anything else?
No.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, most of the time, I will be wearing a backpack, a traveling or a travel.
Wait.
So most of the